Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Sport Port. Today, this is going to be a little faster. We're just going to be talking about our picks for tonight. There are some good ones. There's one I like it a lot. Another one that I like a little less, but I still like it like a lot. There's just one that I really, really like this Thursday night. And then I got three other ones that are pretty nice. And then we'll obviously do the over under and the spread as we normally do it. So we'll be looking at that here. And once again, I don't know what the spread is. I've already made my player prop picks. But yeah, I don't know what the spread is. I don't know what the over-under is. But first, since we already know about it, I have our underdog fantasy and our prize picks. Both of them. I actually went into both websites for you guys so I could show you exactly what you would get on these at each site because, one place might have this guy at 26 yards and the other place has him at 28. And if you're going under, you're going to want the guy at 28 just because anything helps, right? But it is pretty split here. So I'll bring it up here. So for Thursday Night Football on prize picks, we like Wentz a lot. That's the second best one. I like that one a lot. Wentz higher than 14 fantasy points. He has not put up great numbers against bad or really good defenses, and the Bears have a decent defense. But you can come in here. It shows you on prize picks. He's averaging 20 in the last 5 games. He had less than 10 against the Dallas defense, which is a very good defense, and less than 10 against the Philadelphia defense, which is once again a very good defense. But against, Jacksonville and Detroit and Tennessee, he had over 20 in all of those. I think that he can crack 14 tonight pretty easily. I absolutely see that happening. That is one that we really like. Our favorite one, though, is Herbert. Khalil Herbert, higher than 26.5 rushing yards. I did not understand this when I saw it, especially when you go in and you look at his past games here. It just dropped off a lot last week because Montgomery is back. So it seems like maybe they're overdoing it over at 26.5 because in all the other games before that, he broke 26.5 easily. He had 45, 38, 157, 77, and 11. Last week was 11 because Montgomery just got back and they were down by a lot. So they just were throwing it more than usual. So that is very good. 26.5 should absolutely hit that. Hammering that one. I absolutely love it. Yes, Montgomery's back, but it's fine. He's still in the games he was back, was putting up really good numbers. So he's in the last 5 games averaging 65 rushing yards, either with Montgomery in and with Montgomery out, 2 and 2. But that absolutely love that one. Next, we got Terry McLaurin. I like this one a bit because I feel like Carson Wentz is going to have a decent night. So if he has a decent night, his best receiver should also have a decent night. It's not like Carson Wentz is going to, hit his, prop for pass yards, which is 218, and not have Terry McLaurin hit his probably. So that's where you're looking at the fantasy score and Terry McLaurin together. Got him at 54.5 over here. So we got that one we like, just lobbing it in there with the Wentz one, pretty much. And then we got Cole Kmet, less than 27.5 receiving yards. I think they're going to be running it more tonight. They don't let Justin Fields pass a ton anyway, which we're going to get to in a second, because these two also go hand in hand. So we got Cole Kmet, less than 27.5 receiving yards. And Fields, less than 22.5 pass attempts. If you come and look at his pass attempts, it's at 22.5. He has not hit that once. He's had 21 last game when they were passing a little bit more than usual, 22 the game before that, 17, 11, 17. So he has not hit this yet. I don't see why tonight he would hit that. I'm not really sure, especially with Montgomery back, especially with Herbert there still. I feel like they're just going to be running it a lot. So these two also go hand in hand. If I think that he's not going to pass it much at all, then why would I think Cole Kmet is going to hit his receiving prop, because I can also come in here and I can look at it, and he's hit it in 2 of the last 3 games, but I just don't see it happening that much because the 2 games before that he had 0. So yeah, all I'm saying is that's one of those hand-in-hand things where I don't think they're going to really let Komet get a big play or anything like that. So that's my least confident pick out of all of them, but I'm just going for 5 here. But we can come in here and we can also look at this. So this is on underdog. It's the same picks, same exact picks, but I'm going to go through it. So instead of 14 points, it's 14.75 on underdog. So that's worse because we want the lowest number possible if we're going higher. So if you're taking that one, then you're probably going to want to do it over on Prize Picks. Khalil Herbert, higher than 26.5 rushing yards. That's the exact same. So nothing to worry about there. McLaurin is 56.5 over here on underdog. Prize Picks is 54.5. Once again, we're going higher, so we want that number to be as low as possible, right? So we would want to take that one on Prize Picks as well. Then we got Cole Kmet at 29.5. We want this one less, so taking Kmet over on underdog would probably be the better idea. And then Justin Fields is at 23.5 over there as well, so taking that would be better than taking it on Prize Picks. So you're pretty much 2 and 1 for it. The ones for the Commanders, you would rather take those over on Prize Picks. The ones for the underdog, the one for the Bears, you want to go over to underdog and look at those ones. So once again, I'm not going to sit here and say like you should go to underdog and just pick them all to get that 20 times. There's a good chance, going 5 for 5 is a hard thing to do. That's why they 20 times your money. If you want to take Carson Wentz and Terry McLaurin on Prize Picks, and throw Herbert in there, right? So you take those 3, throw them in Prize Picks, and then you go over Cole Kmet, Justin Fields, and you also take like the Carson Wentz, just because we're pretty confident in that. Because you have to have people from 2 different teams. You can't just take like all Bears players in that. So what I would do is I would on Prize Picks go in, do Carson Wentz, Terry McLaurin, and maybe Khalil Herbert as well. But then I would go to underdog and I would do, Kmet, Justin Fields on the lower, maybe throw Herbert in there if you really want to. But otherwise we can come in here and we can look at pick something you like. Like I said, these were like the 5 that I kind of liked the most. So if you're picking the Bears picks over on this side, then you're probably going to want, you're going to want someone on the Commanders, obviously. Just pick somebody that you don't think is going to do that good. Antonio Gibson, do you think he's going to hit his rushing thing? Stuff like that. I mean, I can come in here and look really quick. Obviously last week, Brian Robinson came back and had much more than him, but I would still take Carson Wentz at 14.75 fantasy points instead is what I would probably do. Justin Fields lower than his pass attempts, Cole Kmet lower than his receiving yards, and Carson Wentz higher on his fantasy points. Even though obviously the better one is over on Prize Picks, but still just that overlay. So, because that's one that we're confident in, and 0.7 points isn't a ton, right? So that's what I would do there. I'll bring up just again. So here's the underdog ones. You can pause it if you want to. And then here's the Prize Picks ones. So like I said, I wouldn't do all 5 in one spot. I would do 3 here and 3 here, just so then they can, both work out together. So then to end off the video, we're going to do what we always do, and we're going to guess the spread. I am guessing, because they're in Chicago, so I'm still, they got David Montgomery back. I'm still going to take the Commanders minus 2.5 is what I would have to guess. The over-under is probably going to be low. It's probably going to be like 40 or something like that. But it is Commanders minus 1. That's interesting. So yeah, Commanders minus 1. I would say take that. I would say take Commanders -1. So I can come in here. Here's -1. Just barely fits. So yeah, there's that. And then obviously what we always do, buy some points. That's what won us that 5-leg parlay last time. We buy some points and the team we're already confident in. I would say we don't have to buy a ton here, though. I would say we don't have to buy a ton. I usually go to the next big score. So if it's 2.5, I'm not going to buy it to 3.5. I'll buy it to 7.5. So I would say best bet here is to go because I can come in here and I can and also the over under is 37.5. So scroll down here and look at that. So 37.5. So those are the actual spreads. Yeah, so we would probably take, I would take over that probably. So these are what we would take. Normally, just doing it over 37.5. I think there could be a decent little bit more scoring with, David Montgomery back in that. They could get off a big run or two, get in there. So I could see that happening. 37.5 is really low, lower than I thought it was going to be. Then Commanders -1. But we're going to come in and we're going to go over, buy, sell points. And we're going to go look at what the Commanders +3.5 is. So that's what we're looking at here. If I can find it. There we go. Okay. Commanders +3.5 is -205. Yeah, if you want to go up to 7.5, it's -370, right? So big difference there. So we like Commanders +3.5. This is what we would take. I'll put that on the actual screen there for you. But yeah, so Commanders +3.5 is our actual pick. That is what we like. That is what we want to see there. So that's what we like to see. We like Commanders +3.5. And then we can go in here, and I'll just get it close to even, right? So come over. You got the alternate spread, alternate total points. We're buying 4 points there. So if we go over 33.5, something like that, we can do over. We'll do over 32.5 is what we like. So we'll take that. Because I want to leave it up on the screen for you guys for a minute. And then we like over 32.5. These in a parlay comes out to +107. So you bet 100, you get 107, right? That is what we like. You can always go back, look at the player picks and that. As I said, Khalil Herbert and Carson Wentz were my two favorites. The other ones were just to kind of go in with that. If I think they're running it a lot, Khalil Herbert's going to get his, and Justin Fields and Cole Kmet are probably not going to get theirs. And if I think the Commanders are passing quite a bit, then Carson Wentz and Terry McLaurin should hit their projections, right? You want it to all go together when you're picking in the same game. So all of that goes together. Feeling really good about it. And obviously these are what we like. I don't think it's necessarily one I would bet on myself. Commanders +3.5 is kind of nice. I do like that a little bit. And then the over-under is really low, so that could definitely happen. But yeah, so we would take those in a parlay that is +107. So I'll just throw it down here. Parlay equals 1 + 107. So there's that for you guys. that's a good thing. You know, you're gaining money on that. Obviously, you're gaining money if you win in general. But yeah, so those are the picks that we like. That's what I would go with. We'll see if we can keep the streak going. We're on a hot streak right now. We got a perfect Sunday. We got a perfect Monday. Today, like, we're probably not going to go perfect because we picked 5, right? Like, but I am saying that Carson Wentz and Khalil Herbert are my 2 favorite of those picks. So it'll probably end the perfect streak, but in our actual confident picks, those are the ones that I like. That's not to say I'm not confident at all in the other ones. I'm have a decent feeling about it, but you know, those are my confident picks for the week. Those are my safer ones, right? So I hope that these all work out for everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll throw up just one last time spreads and over unders. So that's what we like. And obviously we'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. And I am going to start, I didn't come out with a video yesterday. Just want to go on this really quick. No videos on Wednesday anymore. I will be doing Saturday videos and the occasional Sunday video though. So more than evens out. I will probably be making more videos from now on. So that's what I like. Thanks to anybody who stopped by, and I hope these hit for everybody. And if you got anything else, don't be afraid to put down in the comments what something you like, and you guys can all talk about it and whatever down in the comments. I'll always try and respond as well. See if people know what they're talking about, you know? So thanks to anybody who stopped by, and I will see you guys tomorrow.